Hello, good afternoon. This is our last section from chapter 8. Deals with pragmatic projects. Generally, here it is discussing about the teamwork. Yes, team rocks. The teams are organized based on the functionality, not on the basis of job functions. And pragmatic team, how to communicate, how to organize their job. Ubiquitous automation, automate everything, how they are automating everything, ruthless testing, test early, test often, test automatically. Then documentation, how the team is documenting the details of projects. Great expectations, how to delight the client, how to meet their expectations. Then finally, pride and prejudice, sign your work, that is, be proud of the work. Now we are going to tip 60. Organize around functionality, not job functions. This is the tip 60. Split teams by functionality. Database, UI, API, not the job function. Job, he may be a programmer, systems analyst, whatever it is. In a team, what he is going to do, what function he is going to do. Database developer or UI developer, API developer, whatever it is. So that is split into functions. Especially this is agile teams are self-motivated teams. Let the team organize themselves internally. Each team has responsibilities to other in the project defined by their agreed upon commitments. Self-explanatory. We are looking for cohesive, largely self-contained team of people. Cohesive. They are working very cohesively. Don't separate designers from coders, testers from data modelers. Build teams the way you build code. So everyone together building the code. Tip 62. Test early, test often, test automatically. Tests that run with every build are the most effective. In the continuous delivery, you have learned continuous testing. Each time you are after the build, it is testing. It's going through various tests. The earlier a bug is found, the cheaper it is to remedy. Basically, code a little, test a little. If a bug is found earlier, risk is less. You can correct it earlier. Tests that run with every build are much more effective than test plans that sit on a shelf. Do it practically. As and when build comes, you test it. That's what it means. Tip 63. Coding aren't done till the test run. There you remember ruthless testing. How the team is testing the code. What to test, how to test, their unit testing, integration testing, validation and verification, resource exhaustion, errors and recovery, discover how it will behave. Resource means your hardware resource, memory, disk space, CPU time, screen, everything. Performance testing means the performance requirements under real world conditions. It's non-functional testing. Testing the non-functional requirement. Here, performance testing, usability testing, performed with real users under real environmental conditions. Then how to test? Regression testing compares the output of the current test with previous. Somewhere, if you do some test or do some change on one place, it can affect many other places. So find out that. So that is the regression test. Test data. There are only two kinds of data: real world data and synthetic data. If real world data is not available, you have to prepare data, artificial data, that is synthetic data. Then exercising GUI systems requires specialized testing tools based on a simple event capture or playback model. Testing tools are available like Selenium and other things. Test the test to make it more authentic and accurate. Even if you test thoroughly, some bugs can skip through that. So that you have to find out that. So test the test again. That is the meaning of that. Tip 65. Test state coverage, not code coverage. As soon as any production code exists, it needs to be tested. Most testing should be done automatically. In deployment pipeline, we have learned continuous testing. Each build you are testing, so that risk will be less. Identify and test significant program states. Just testing lines of code isn't enough. That's important. Tip 66. Finds bugs once. Once a human tester finds a bug, it should be the last time a human tester finds that bug. Then automatic test should take care of it. That is the meaning of this. If a bug slips through the net of existing test, you need to add a new test to trap it next time. That is tip 66. Tip 67. Treat English as just programming language. Here documentation comes. There are basically two kinds of documentation. Procedure for a project, internal and external. Internal documentation includes source code, comments, design and test documents. Their English language is not much, you have templates and other things for this. Whereas external documentation is anything shipped or published to the outside world, such as user manual. Here, your English is important. Write documents as you would write code. Honor the try principle. Don't repeat it yourself. Use metadata, model view control, automatic generation and so on. Here in this documentation, these are all documentation techniques. Tip 68. Build documentation in Dawn, board it on. We will start with internal documentation. That is comment in a code. You are putting star comment in a code to understand the program. Producing formatted documents from the comments and declaration source code is fairly straightforward. But first we have to ensure that we actually have comments in the code. Code should have comments, but too many comments can be just as bad as too few. So you need not write lot of comments, include a lot of comments in it, because the program is going to editor view by the another programmer. So that do the commenting as required, not in a exhaustive manner. The other programmer should understand that documentation created separately from code is less likely to be correct and up to date. That is another important fact. Generally exceed your usage expectation. Communicating expectations. Work with your usage so that their understanding of what you will be delivering is accurate. They should understand what you are going to deliver and what is the end product they are getting. Here, some extra mile you have to give. That is, come to understand your usage expectation. Then deliver just that little bit more. Give little bit more. Then they will be satisfied. Tip 69. Then tip 70, sign your work and enjoy. Pride and prejudice. Pragmatic programmers don't shirk from responsibility. Instead, we rejoice in accepting challenges and in making our expertise well known. We want to see pride of ownership. I wrote this and I stand behind my work and I'm proud of it. That is the attitude of pragmatic programmer. With this, the chapter 8 is over. Now, this is the last part. You can go through this and read the book so that you will have a very good understanding about this pragmatic programmer. Thank you.